This is Caitlin, your host of the NoSleep4Dramas Podcast, where we get no sleep and survive on coffee to watch just one more episode at night. Welcome back to another week of the NoSleep4Dramas Podcast. And this is a monthly episode, as you can see, my watch list episode. And this is April's watch list. If you guys are new here, this is a episode where I talk about what I'm watching, what I think about what I'm watching, and give my opinions, talk about it, maybe possibly convince you to start it, or tell you not to watch it. And I'm sacrificing my time to finish a drama or something, which normally doesn't happen a lot anymore. It used to a lot more, but now it doesn't. But there's still some dramas that do sneak in once in a while where I probably should have dropped and I just don't. But I have gotten better in that. So overall, April, I feel like overall I'm doing okay with my watch list in terms of I'm behind on stuff, but I'm not as behind as I was in like January, for example. But I also finished a lot of dramas so far this month and plan to finish more off this watch list before April's done. So I think May will be a completely different watch list than I have, hopefully. I also started quite a few dramas this month, and I know I have a couple that I plan to start before the end of the month as well. So I'm going to add a new segment to the end of these episodes and tell you some dramas that I plan to start before my next watch list episode comes out, which will be the May watch list. I usually drop this episode like a month, like a middle of the month. So like 15th to the 20th of every month. Just to be able to give some wiggle room to have a different watch list, you know? So that's going to be a new segment at the end, but really it's just going to be the same order that I've done it, and I'm just going to go through my list. I'm actually watching quite a few dramas. I've added a couple, or like a lot, but that's okay. So if you want me to watch any that are on my list or want my opinions on something, feel free to DM me and let me know what you're watching and what you think I might like and what you might want me to watch and give a review on. But also, if you just want to talk about stuff you're watching, please DM me and tell me what you're watching and tell me what you think. So we've made some progress with my watch list since my last one in March. I finished some. I still have a couple that I kind of have been putting on the back burner in order to get caught up with other dramas and finish some other dramas, because March I only finished like 3 dramas, which is low for me. April so far I think I've finished 8, 7, I think. I caught up on a lot of things. So there's still some things I'm behind on, but we'll see what happens. But overall, I like what I'm watching. So, first on my list that I'm going to be talking about is all the Korean dramas I'm watching. Last month, I ended up only watching 2 when I made this episode because I dropped some. It is now higher than 2 because I definitely started some. For the back burner dramas, there's obviously not going to be a bunch to say about them because I haven't watched more than I did last month. So, but I'll say like, hey, this is on the back burner. I need to finish some other dramas. So there's a couple in here that I will not be talking about in length than other ones, but there's other that I have a lot of thoughts and theories about. So first up, we have one that I'm going to be watching for a very long time because it's 50 episodes, and I'm watching slowly because it's 50-hour-long episodes, and it's called Bad Thief, Good Thief. I've talked about this before. It's a weekender. I've had this on my list forever, which is why I started it. Usually, with these types of dramas, if it's like the makjang 100, 120, 30-minute episodes or 51 hour. I try to watch an episode a day from like Monday to Friday. But if I get behind on other shows, I know I'll be watching this drama for a while, so it kind of gets put on the back burner. I have watched more though, so we are finally out of the childhood era. It took a while for me, not necessarily the drama. It just took me a while to watch the episodes to get out of the childhood era, but we are finally out. The characters are all adults. I can start seeing where like some of the rivalries are going to develop, especially between the brothers, but also between like colleagues and things. I'm starting to also see where potential romances might happen. I can see there potentially is going to be there's definitely going to be one couple, but like they're the lead couple, and there's definitely I think there might be a couple with the brother and they might be the second lead couple. I'm hoping there's going to be a third couple. There's a couple characters that I'm like, oh, they would be fun together, but we'll see. There's definitely, I think there's going to be at least two couples, but we'll have to see how that develops. I'm really curious how these main four characters will develop because I could I could see the story going two ways. One is like one of the main four characters becomes like the big bad, the big villain by the end. And then, but the other thing is like, I could foresee like specifically one of the brothers working for the main bad or working with the main bad and then like having like a come to Jesus moment and being like, oh, he's really bad. I don't want to work with him anymore. So I'm going to secretly like be a spy or something or like secretly help the good guys. I don't know. I could see that happening too. So I'm going to be really curious to see how this story and how like the villains come about. It also like in previous months I've said that it's quite dark in terms of story because there was a lot of history with these robber dynasties and like a lot of politics sort of involved. And so now that they're older and it like was a time jump and everything, the drama has gotten a little lighter because the backstory has already been said and the kids already have like dealt with not dealt, but like have lived through the trauma that was their childhood. So there's this one hilarious scene in like episode 6, 7, I want to say, where one of the main guys is with his father and they end up getting jumped by like some gangsters. There's this like Ajuma. I haven't figured out if she's like she's not the mom. I want to say she's like the aunt or maybe the neighbor. I can't remember. But she like comes and like beats these gangsters up with a fan. And it's hilarious. And I was laughing so hard just due to like the reactions of the two guys just like, "Oh man, did she just do that?" So, it's gotten a little lighter in some aspects, but of course, I'm sure it's going to ebb and flow when it comes to that. So, I like it still. I like it so far. I'm in it for the long run. I'm not going to drop it or anything, but I'm definitely going to be watching this drama for probably the rest of the year. Like I won't be surprised if I finish this in December because it is a long drama, but I'm excited to see where this is going. Okay, so that was Bad Thief, Good Thief. My next one is one that I just started because it premiered this past week, and that is the drama Blood Free. And this is a Disney Plus and Hulu drama. It started on April 10th, and it stars Ju Ji Hoon, who you might recognize from like Kingdom or Jiri-san. And then you have Han Hyo Ju, yeah. She, of course, started moving last year. She's been in Happiness, W, that type of thing. And then so they're like the main two characters, and then there's multiple like supporting actors. So like we have Lee Hee Jun, who you'll recognize from Mouse, Killer Paradox, Vincenzo. he's been acting for a while. We have Lee Moo Sang. He's everywhere right now. I feel like he's starred in like 6 consecutive dramas. I feel like he's been in Maestra, which I think was a December to February drama. He was in Young Sung Creature. He's now starring in Hyde and now Blood Free. Like, I feel like this guy, specifically by like at the end of 2023 into now, has been in a drama consecutively. Like, I don't think this guy's had a break. I like him, so I don't mind that, but he's done a lot recently. And then we have Park Ji Young, who was in Bloody Heart, Model Family, Stranger, Season 2, The King, Eternal Monarch. Like, you would recognize him. And then there's a bunch of other people like in the research lab or anything. So if you guys don't know what this is about, from what I can get from the trailer and the synopsis, you have Han Hyo Ju, who's like a CEO of this genetically engineered food company. So they like specifically right now they're like genetically engineering meat, but they want to move into like grains and water and like all the other sources of food. And then you have Ju Ji Hoon, who comes in as a bodyguard. Like, they, like, nothing really specifically at the moment happened, but like she always has a bodyguard. And I guess they wanted to hire him. You can see, like, through the first 2 episodes that they have history. I'm really unsure if she remembers it, though. I want to say yes, but she just doesn't. It just hasn't hit her that she does, because he does. He clearly remembers her. But in the first 2 episodes, you realize that he potentially could have an ulterior motive, but also he's ex-military, and I feel like he has this, Ju Ji Hoon has this mentality of like loyalty, but there's only like so much loyalty you could give to people until you like learn something that could not be trusted. So he definitely has a loyalty to these people. You can see that, like, I'm not trying to give everything away, but there's a guy that specifically was like, hey, I have a theory about Han Hyo Ju's character. Can you like infiltrate and like spy on her for me? And so he goes in as a bodyguard. But then I'm hoping what will happen, because I have a theory about the guy who asked him to do this. I'm hoping what will happen is he'll learn the truth and they'll like work together. I'm hoping that will happen. The problem is I ship these people so much. Like, I ship Han Hyo Ju and Ju Ji Hoon. I ship them from like the poster the poster making video. They have so much chemistry, and I don't think there's going to be romance in this, because story of my life, really quick side note, story of my life, I ship the people that there's no romance in the drama because they have amazing chemistry and then there's no romance. I can name 2 other dramas that I loved and I wanted there to be a romance, and there was never a romance. And one is Stranger, both seasons. Bae Doona and the male lead, the name is escaping my mind at the moment, of Stranger, had so much chemistry. Like, so much chemistry. And we didn't even get a hug. Like, obviously they did hug, but it was like a friendly hug. But it was like, I wanted them to get together so badly. So badly. Yeah, Cho Seung Woo and Bae Doona. I wanted them to be a couple so bad, both seasons. And that was not going to happen. And then the other recent one that I remember that they didn't have a romance was May It Please the Court, which was a 2022 starring Jung Ro Won and Lee Kyung Hyun. Man, There's a scene, I have it on my Instagram, like, because I was like, dude, why do they not have a romance? There's a scene that I made into a reel of them, like, getting in a car because it's pouring rain outside, and he drove her home and she's leaving, and they go to, like, pick up the same umbrella or something, and the looks they give to each other, it was just the chemistry was oozing off my screen, and I wanted them to have a romance so bad. And it did not happen. Like, this always happens to me where I ship these people that do not have a romance whatsoever. So I'm anticipating Bloodfree not to have a romance, but I want one so bad. um So yeah, that's the first 2 episodes. I'm really curious how this is going. I love the first 2 episodes. I think it has a lot of potential. They didn't in the first 2 episodes, it was a lot of setup, like, especially with Han Hyo-ju's character. Like, you got a little bit of her background. Like, you got Ju Ji-hoon's background a little too, but they didn't have a lot of screen time together until really episode 2, like, really the end of it, because he really didn't get hired as a bodyguard until, like, the end of episode 1. So now that they're, like, working together as bodyguard and boss, I can see that there's going to be a lot more scenes together, which I like them together. I thought the scenes that they did have together were really nice and had a lot of chemistry, and you saw that there was a lot there that could happen. Um so I'm looking forward to more episodes, cuz there's also this, like, mystery of, so basically the background is Ju Ji-hoon was the bodyguard for the previous president of Korea, and they went to, I didn't catch, like, what country they were in, but they went to, like, visit service members with a bunch of other CEOs. I think there was, like, 4 or 5 different other CEOs, and it was a terrorist attack, I want to say, or basically a bomb went off and it killed some of the CEOs, and the president lost his legs, and one of the CEOs was Han Hyo-ju's character who was in that scenario. So later on, the previous president, he is now the ex-president, called Ju Ji-hoon. It was like, hey, I want you to go into Han Hyo-ju's company because I think she might have orchestrated this bombing. She was like one of 2 options, and he had previously been working with the other CEO and said that it wasn't him. So Han Hyo-ju, I guess, is the, like, only other option because the other 3 died, so they didn't really have anybody to investigate. I really want to say, though, it's not her. One, because I'm, like, probably really biased that I want them to have a good relationship. But I don't know. For some reason, I find the president really suspicious. Like, I'm not saying he intended to, like, blow his leg off or legs off, but I feel like he orchestrated it, but didn't, and like somebody betrayed him or something. Like, I feel like he had a hand in it, but something went wrong, and then he got betrayed, or a third party came in and changed the entire game or something. I don't know. I'm very suspicious of the president guy. I don't know why, but I feel like he had a hand in it. Also, Lee Hee Jun's character, he plays a politician. He is very sketchy to me. I don't know if I don't know. He's done some, like, already has some, like, really shady scenes, especially with the ex-president. I don't trust him either. So I don't know. I really think I'm suspicious of the president. I don't trust him. Maybe it's just because I want Ju Ji-hoon and Han Hyo-ju to work together, and, like, they obviously probably won't have a romance, but I want them to have a good relationship. So, yeah. I'm really liking it so far, though. And from the preview, we're going to get some good, like, action scenes in the next couple of episodes. There's also a bunch of like little other mysteries that are building with like Han Hyo Ju's company and like what happened in the first 2 episodes. I'm not going to talk about those because again, I don't want to like reveal everything that happened. But if you're looking for a good, like, it's a different story because there's not romance, but like if you're looking for a solid like crime, I would say it is a crime drama, I guess, but like it's not like murder crime really, but it's like a thrill. I would say it's a thriller drama. Like there's conspiracies, there's like mysteries of like people trying to kill each other due to some reason. There's like Han Hyo-ju needs a bodyguard for a reason. Like people are trying to kill her. So I would say it's like a thriller drama. I like it a lot. So that was Blood Free. Next one I'm watching, next Korean drama I'm watching is Hyde. Hyde, let me just say this. If you guys aren't watching Hyde and Hyde is like Hide, not like Jekyll and Hyde. Even though when you go on when you're on My Drama List and you click on a drama, there's like a URL that goes to that drama, right? Sometimes it's the same name as what MDL says it is, so Hyde. Sometimes it's different. And they usually go, I think, like with the original title it was going to be, and then if they have to change it, they have to change it. So Hyde is Hide. That's like the current name that you like search for on Viki to see it. The original URL, though, says HYDE. So I'm really curious who the HYDE is supposed to be, because I have a theory of who that is. But it's not in the sense of like Jekyll and Hyde. It's more of like the sense of people have like show a certain version of themselves to the public and to people, but then they have a whole other side of themselves that they either reveal later or they don't show at all. And currently there's like 2 characters in this drama that could fit that theory, which had their bad Hyde version revealed in the last couple episodes. And this is also a remake of a British drama called Keeping Faith. I haven't watched it, so I have no idea if this is like a faithful remake of it or is just like taking, I don't know, plot points from it or whatever. So this stars Ibo Young, Imu Sang, as I said before, Ibo Young, sorry. You might know from Agency, Mine, See You in My 19th Life, she guest starred in, Mother, that's a couple, Whisper is a good crime drama. I should rewatch that. Isu Seung, as I just said, named him. Lee Chung-ah, you guys know her from My Dearest, Celebrity, Awaken, VIP. And then I would say the last like main character is Lee Min Jae. He was in Crash Course in Romance. I think that was like his big breakout role. And then he had some supporting roles in Cheer Up, Golden Spoon, Hunted. He was good in Hunted. Racket Boys, for example. So I said this on my story on Instagram. We're at episode 8, I think, aired this week. I want to say I'm not all the way caught up. I'm only on like 6. I think I haven't watched this week's episodes. But man, if you are into a thriller drama and you want a drama that like sucks you in and like you have no idea where it's going, this is the drama for you, man. It is so good. It is so good. And I'm not going to reveal much of it because it's one of those things where like you need to go in not knowing much, because the less you know, the more you're going to enjoy it. But I'm just going to go through like the synopsis. And this is what MDL says, so I'm not going to reveal much. So basically you have Ebo Young. She's married to Moo Sang's character. They're both lawyers. And then I think by the end of episode 1, Moo Sung's character like just up and disappears and no one knows where he is. Like she's trying to find him. No one has heard from him. No one has like he's not answering phone, nothing. He like falls off the face of the earth. And then you have Lee Chung-ah's character who's a neighbor of the couple. And then Lee Min-jae's character shows up and is like, hey, shows up and talks to Ebo Young's character. It's like, hey, I'm looking for your husband. Do you know where he is? And so that starts a relationship. But basically, the first part of this drama is like, no one knows where this husband disappeared to, and they're all trying to find him. And then eventually things come out from investigating this, investigating like his background, what he's been up to, that type of thing. And then it goes crazy. Like, it's like things are coming out of the woodwork left and right that I'm just like, really? Like you already have this whole thing over here and now you're adding this over here. Like, I can't believe what this story has pulled out of the woodwork, and I love it. I'm eating it up, and I'm not going to reveal anything because it would spoil everything. Let me just say, though, Lee Chung-ah's character, she's delicious in this drama. Like, I love her as an actress. I still have to watch My Dearest, but that's beside the point. I love her. And what I love about her is like she never plays a one-dimensional character. Like, you think there's a character and you think like, oh, okay, I think I figured her character out. Then the story does a 360, like basically makes a hard pivot and is like, oh, okay, this is her character in this drama. Like, you think you have her figured out, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh man, okay. And it's not just her character. Like, all these characters you do hard pivots on. And you're like, wow, okay, I wasn't expecting that. I cannot wait to watch more of these. Let me just tell you, though, between this and Nothing Uncovered and some other dramas that already ended, I said this in my predictions of 2024. It would be like the cheating, crappy husband, sneaky husband, potentially sneaky wife if we get a drama anywhere. 2024 is the year of crappy husbands and the year of cheating and the year of, I don't know, birth secret, whatever. Like, there are so many dramas that's been going on so far between Hyde, Nothing Uncovered, a couple dramas that we already finished in Korea. All have had crappy husbands. So I'm loving it. But yeah, the Hyde, it's a crappy husband situation. And I'm not going to say why, but I feel like things are just coming out of the woodwork and it's so good. And the villains are delicious and the acting is doing so much. Hyde is the reason, though, on my social media accounts, I've recently been like, I really need to watch a Nuno romance because Hyde has me wanting a Nuno romance so bad between the wife and Lee Bo Young's character and Lee Min-jae's character so much. And obviously, I don't think they're ever going to get together. Like, that's just not the type of story that's going to happen. But I clearly need to watch a Nuno romance because I'm shipping them, even though there's like no way it's going to happen. Like, she's still married too. It's like, it's not like she's single. And it happened with like My Happy Ending. It was all these dramas recently. I need a Nuno romance. Luckily, we're getting one soon because I really do need one. But if you guys aren't watching Hyde, please watch Hyde. Please, especially if you're in a thriller, if you want a thriller drama. Okay, so that was Hyde. Next one I'm going to talk about is Nothing Uncovered. was my most anticipated drama of this month, and it is delivering for me. I don't know how many other people are watching this. I know Jen from the K3 didn't enjoy it at first, and now she's all in. It's a, again, crappy husband character. I feel like the funny thing is like with these husbands recently, one thing I think is, and I think this happens in real life, is like, for example, in Nothing Uncovered, it's very clear the guy's cheating, but you don't know who yet. At least where I am. And there's this line in there where he like basically blames the cheating on the wife, on the fact that like, I think he said something along the lines of like he was lonely because his wife is this like reporter that's always working. And feel like in recent years, that's been an excuse I hear in Korean dramas all the time, is the man says, "This was your fault." Like, you made me do this, you pushed me to this point or whatever. And I feel like that's like a common thing when it comes to like wives, or even not. Whenever somebody finds out their significant other is cheated, I feel like that's a common excuse of, well, you pushed me to do it, you like didn't show me enough affection in our relationship, so I had to seek it elsewhere. Like, you put the blame on somebody else. Dude, the amount of times this husband in Nothing Uncovered has said that in various ways and just like put all the blame on her, I'm just like, you are so crappy. Such a crappy character. But that's the reason why I watch these dramas, is because, you have a character they hate. I also am very biased with this drama because from the get-go, even before I knew what was going to happen, I shipped the reporter wife with the cop. So like, her scumbag of a husband wasn't even an option in my mind. Even before I knew he was going to be a scumbag. So I shipped them when they took the posters. Like, it was kind of the thing. So I came into the drama with a bias, clearly. Okay, so Nothing Uncovered is a drama again. It is a thriller drama. There's a lot of thriller dramas right now. So it stars Kim Ha Newell. Newell. She was in Kill Heal, 18 again, On the Way to the Airport, just to name a few. Then we have Young Woo Jin, who I love. I love Young Woo Jin, which is another reason why I was very much excited for this drama, because I love him. He was in Daily Dose of Sunshine, which I'm sure a lot of people watched last year. Search, Undercover, I Want to Hear Your Song, just to name a few. Then we have the other male lead is Jang Sung Ho, or sorry, Jang Sung Joe. Jang Sung Jo. He was in Death's Game, Strangers Again, Good Detective, Snowdrop, a lot of dramas. Familiar Wife. And then we have a bunch of like supporting characters or people. So if you guys don't know what this is, so the Kim Ha Newell is a reporter. She has this show called Nothing Uncovered, or it was like Grabbed by the Collar was the first title, but I think they changed it to Nothing Uncovered, where she somehow just barges into these situations and provokes the villain on camera, or the bad guy on camera, and makes the public's reaction like right then and there, and then she reports on the story. So that's like what her show is, her popular show. So she becomes really popular with this show, and then she gets dragged into a murder investigation where she is a suspect at some point. And then there's like multiple bodies that have shown up and everything. And then we have Young Woo Jin's character, who's a detective investigating all of this. And they used to have a relationship, I think, when she It's unclear when, at least where I am. I want to say college, but it could be like early professional career. And then we have Jang Sung Jo, who plays the reporter's husband, Kim Han Newell's husband. He's a famous mystery writer. He is he's crazy. Like, he's a crappy husband. And he's acting his butt off though, but he's a crappy husband right now. We clearly know he's cheating at this point. I don't know who. I know I'm a little behind. I think this past week's episode revealed who. I have theories on who, because there was like a red herring at the time, that very early on, where we thought it was one woman. And then it was very quickly revealed that she was actually not the woman he was cheating on her with, but there is somebody. I have a theory that it's her psychiatrist, his wife's psychiatrist, but I don't know why. I find her psychiatrist very suspicious, but I don't know why. I just find her weird. Every time there's a scene with her and Kim Han Newell, it rubs me the wrong way. I think I'm on like episode 6 of this, 5 or 6, I want to say. And there's 8 episodes out. Yeah, there's 8 episodes out, so it's halfway done. Yeah, for some reason, I'm really suspicious of her psychiatrist. I don't know why, but that's my theory. I'm also don't think we're done with bodies showing up. We're up to 3, 2. But yeah, whoever is doing these killings though is a crazy villain. So I'm liking the villain, even though like we don't know who he or she is, but she's crazy. I will say though, I think the Kim Han Newell's character, I think, is the weakest link in this drama. Her character is just like poorly written, in my opinion. Not poorly acted. I think she's doing a great job. I think her character is poorly written. Like, very early on, her character is the one who discovers 2 bodies. And for a reporter that's supposed to be reporting on not only crimes, but like other stuff, like what she did at these crime scenes were like, doesn't make sense of why you did those things. Because if you had been reporting on crimes for as long as you say you have, you would never have like touched the body, moved the body, whatever. No matter, I don't know, I feel like you would have had some other reaction to when she saw some dead bodies. Again, though, I could be judging. I don't know. But I think her character is just poorly written. I would not have written her character as it is, because she just has made some dumb decisions that I don't think her character would normally make. So, in my opinion, she's the weakest link of this drama so far, but I'm still very much enjoying it. So that was Nothing Uncovered. I have 2 more Korean dramas I'm watching. The next one is Escape of the Seven Resurrection. Pretty much the reason why I'm watching this is because I watched season 1. So I'm like, I need to watch season 2. Like, I need to see what happens. I've only watched the first 2 episodes, so I'm a little behind. I haven't watched, I think it's been 2 weeks now. I haven't gotten the chance to catch up, so I'm a little behind. So I've watched the first 2 episodes, but even with like the first 2 episodes was like, oh, I see where this is going. It's gonna get as crazy as season 1 was. I mean, this is the type of drama you kind of watch when you have like no expectations. It's like you're in it for the wild ride, and you kind of just watch it to have fun. Like, you know that it's going to be a crazy makjang drama. It's going to be over the top. It might not necessarily have the best characters or best romance or whatever you want in a drama, but you watch it just going along for the ride. That's pretty much what you watch this drama for. So, if you guys don't know what Escape of the Seven Resurrection is, It's a season 2 of The Escape of the Seven from last year. It stars Ki-joon, who you might recognize from the Penthouse series, Hwang Jung-eum, who is from Mystic Pop-Up Bar, The Undateables, She Was Pretty, Kill Me, Heal Me. Lee Jun is in it. He was in Bloody Heart, Silent Sea, Bugasal. Then you have EUB. She was in Yumi Cell. She was also a Penthouse person. Then you have Shin Eun Kyung, who was also Penthouse, and then Last Empress was one that I saw her in. Yu Jung Hoon is also a Penthouse person. He was also in Shooting Stars. I mean, I think the writers and the producers of the Escape of the Seven series were the same as Penthouse, so a lot of these characters were in Penthouse. So it's an ensemble cast. It's a huge cast. So you can go to my drama list and see more, but there's like 7 or 8 people who are like the main characters, and then they bring in other people. The new addition for this season was the guy from CN Blue, I want to say. Yeah, CN Blue, Lee Jung Shin. He's been an actor for a long time though. He was in Voice. He was in Shooting Stars. He was in My Sassy Girl. He's been acting for a while, so it's not like he's new or anything. So yeah, so this is season 2 of The Escape of the Seven. It's as crazy as season 1. From pretty much like the first season was like you were figuring out who murdered this high school student after going through a bunch of like bullying and everything like that. And then essentially people figured out like these 7 people kind of essentially helped along the way to the result of this girl's death. And so it was multiple people taking revenge on behalf of her. And then at the end, Jun's character got betrayed by everybody. So now season 2 is like, in my opinion, should be Jun getting his own revenge on these 7 people. So that's pretty much what it's going to be. It's going to be a whole revenge thing. Some still trying to get on top with the competition and trying to get everybody else to die or get out of the picture type thing while Jun's doing revenge. It's a bunch of revenge and betrayal and basically, as I said, very makjang. But so I've watched 2 episodes, and how I knew that this was going to be as nuts and crazy as season 1, because you have to watch these dramas with a knowing full well it won't make sense. Like, it does not make sense. It's one of those things where you're like, goodness, going to accept it, kind of throw logic out the window, and that's it. Because in the first 2 episodes, Hwang Jung-eum's character is running to like misdirect people from catching other people. So she ran in one direction and these people she's saving ran in the other direction. And so the people chasing them followed her. And she ends up putting her leg through a bear trap or something, like a hunter trap. Ends up having to amputate her leg from like the knee down or something. Somehow gets a prosthetic, learns to walk with that prosthetic, like her leg completely heals, and she gets back to Seoul in a very short, suspicious amount of time. Like, I want to say, like, she said something along the line, she gets back to Seoul with this whole amputated leg with a prosthetic on, trying to hide it from everybody that she lost a leg. And she's like, yeah, I had a work trip. I'm like, how long was this work trip? I feel like you are not allowed to, like, due to the storyline, you didn't go away for like a year. People be like, what the heck happened to you? You like had this happen in like 2 weeks. It was hilarious because she just walks up with pretending not to have an amputated leg because no one knows this happened to her in a very short, suspicious amount of time. I want to say it was like a month, maybe. It was weird. I'm excited for this season because I really want just Ijun to like steamroll everybody. He deserves the revenge, and he would be brilliant doing revenge. Um, the only problem I have right now is because there's multiple characters from season 1 who apparently started this season with like I don't know if you'd call it redemption arc, because with like I think it was a common thing in Penthouse too, is like you hate everybody in this drama. Like there's maybe 2 characters that I like. Some of them I like in terms of like they're the comedic relief, but they're still horrible people, you know? I feel, and some of these horrible people from season 1, like outrageously horrible people, we're kind of getting redemption arcs in the first 2 episodes, and I feel like they're building that up, which I can see why they're doing it, because like Ijun needs more support and they probably will be like spies for him in the future. But at the same time, I'm just like, I don't want them to have redemption arcs. I want them to go down in a thing of flames, whatever that phrase is, because Ijun steamrolled them. And of course, these couple characters are like, oh my god, I'm finally mourning my daughter who I like gave away or like potentially died. And even though I didn't care about her for the first 16 episodes of season 1, like I just like I can't take this. So I'm hoping it's a red herring. I'm hoping they'll like help for a while and then just like become horrible people again, because I don't trust them because they did so many twists and turns in season 1. 2, I don't want them to be nice. I want them to be evil and then get what's coming to them. So yeah, so I'm watching season 2 of Escape of the Seven. That was Escape of the Seven. The last Korean drama I'm going to talk about is The Midnight Studio. I don't know how many people are watching this. I feel like I'm the only one. I get why. Like this drama, you saw like I feel like their studio recording video, like the script reading video kind of went a little viral, and it showed a lot of the cast crying and then laughing cuz they were crying. So I think that turned a lot of people off of this drama, cuz myself included, I don't like the cry. So when people realized the cast was crying, I was like, oh, I'm going to avoid this drama because it's even making the cast cry and they haven't even started recording it yet. I love this drama. I cry every episode. I cry practically every episode. And when I say cry, I'm sobbing. It is so heart-wrenching sad, but also heartwarming at the same time. Like these ghost stories are just like, and backgrounds are just so sad, but I love them so much. So if you aren't watching this, this is ends pretty soon. I think it's on episode 9, I think 9 or 8, because it is one episode off. One of the, I think it was like episode 6, they had to push a week because of a soccer match or something. So even though it's supposed to be episode 11 this coming Monday, is actually episode 10 or something. I'm not sure. I can't remember. Anyway, it's a week off. This stars Ju-won, who he's been acting forever. You might know from My Sassy Girl, Alice, Steeler, Young Paul, Good Doctor. Female lead is Kwon Nara, who was in Bugasal, Itaewon Class, Doctor Prisoner, Suspicious Partner. And then we have the 2 male leads, or like second male leads, are Yoon Soo, Alchemy of Souls, Uncanny Counter Season 2, All of Us Are Dead. He's a very versatile actor. I love Yoon Soo. And then the other ghost is played by Moon Suk. He was in Arthdal Chronicles, Good Job, Cafe Min Nam Dong, Backstreet Rookie, Fiery Priest. So yeah. So basically, Ju-won plays a photographer. He runs this photo studio. It's like a photo studio that has been run by his family generationally for like 7 generations, 8 generations, something like that. And the photo studio is for ghosts. So ghosts will come to this photo studio, want one last picture, and have one last wish before they go off into wherever they're supposed to go. And Ju-won's character fulfills that wish and takes a final photo. And then they can move on. And then Kwan Nara is a lawyer who eventually starts working with this photo studio to help them out in case these ghosts need a lawyer or need to do something with lawyers. And then we have 2 other employees, the ghost employees, Yoon Soo and Moon Suk. Yoon Soo plays like an office employee who died from overworking. And then we have Moon Suk, who plays a cop. Like he's a cop. So the office worker played by Yoon Soo, he's in charge of like checking the ghosts in and like getting their information and as customers. And then Moon Suk is more of like a bodyguard for Ju-won and other ghosts. And then he also runs errands in terms of like sneaking into police stations and getting a crime report out of a file or something. Because he's kind of has like a special power of like being able to move things. Anyway, we are pretty much halfway through, a little over halfway through this drama. I absolutely love it. We have dealt with, in the first half, it's a lot of like episodic ghost episodes. So like you have a customer come in, they want a photo of something, and they want to have a last wish that they want to do before they go on to wherever they're supposed to go. And then they fulfill that in that episode. You learn more about the ghost that comes in, and then they take the final photo at the end of the episode, and then the next one is a new ghost. So that's what they've been doing for good first half of this drama. The last couple episodes, though, have been about Yoon Soo's character and Moon Suk's character, the 2 ghosts that work at the photo studio. So we've now started moving into like the more personal stories. So I think the second half of this drama is going to be more about handling the 2 ghost employee stories so they can move on eventually. But also Ju-won has a huge problem with his life that they have to figure out because his whole family has died by the age of 35 due to this curse having to do with this photo studio. And he's like within 50 days of dying, basically. So they have to figure out like, will he die? Will he won't die? How are they going to save him if he does save them? Of course, we have some romance going on with Kwan Nara, who like still doesn't know he's supposed to die. I think she just found that out this week. So like, or at least found an aspect of it. She hasn't been told the full story though. I have a theory though when it comes to that, because like obviously with this being a romance drama, like I doubt he's gonna like die and stay dead. Like it's just not the type of drama that's going to be. So I don't really know how they're gonna pull this off. I have 2 different theories because clearly the whole drama has built up the fact that Kwan Nara is gonna help him in some way. Because when they get together and like stand close enough together, there's like this protective shield. There's this protective shield that goes around them and keeps the ghosts away, and protects them. So clearly she is going to do something to help him outlive or like break this curse or something. So I have 2 theories of how this is happening. Either the male lead will die and then somehow come back as a ghost and they figure out how to like, or maybe like get revived somehow, or he like won't actually die. He'll do like a coma thing which they've done in the past in other ghost dramas where like he's not actually dead, he's like in a coma, but his spirit is walking around as if he's a ghost. And so then they have to like race against time to figure out how to make him wake up and then allow his spirit to be alive again. Like clearly he's not going to stay dead like that. I feel like that would be that'd be too much. We've been crying this entire drama. That'd be too much. There's also the mystery of his brother, which we kind of have started started getting clues about that this week. So I feel like the rest of the drama is going to be more based on our lead five characters, and like how that's all going to play out, which is perfect timing in my opinion. I think we have 6 episodes yet left, so you have 6 episodes to figure it out and like figure out what's going to happen. So second half I think is going to be nice. I really like this drama. I didn't think I would like it as much as I did. It gives me Mystic Pop-Up Bar vibes. I am still going to be crying for the rest of this drama, though, because I feel like it's going to be really sad. But I'm liking it a lot. So that was Midnight Studio. That is all of the Korean dramas I am currently watching. I plan to finish some, obviously, by the end, because I think like Hyde is done by like the end of April. It only is 12 episodes, I want to say. So some of these are done by the end of April anyway. Okay, so now we're moving on to Chinese dramas. One Chinese drama has been on my list at least for a month, and it's one of those that have been on the back burner that I really just need to work on and finish. I liked the first episode. I thought it was really good. This is the drama The Long Night. I started this because Korea's actually going to do a remake of it. Also, I just really needed to watch this crime drama. It's one of the most well-known popular crime dramas in Chinese drama land. So I need to watch it. And I thought this was going to be a perfect opportunity to do so. And then, of course, I've watched the first episode, which was great. It was so good. And then I just didn't watch more, and I put it on the back burner. So I need to watch more of it, and I need to get my butt in gear and actually finish it. So that was The Long Night. The only other Chinese drama I'm watching is Love of Replica. And the whole entire reason why I started this drama was because Blood Free might not be a bodyguard CEO romance. That's the entire reason why I started Love of Replica. Because Love of Replica is technically not a CEO, but she's like the daughter of a CEO. So like he's the bodyguard of a rich guy's daughter. So it stars Xiao Yu Ning, who's a Taiwanese, I want to say, Taiwanese actor. And then we have oh my god, I'm not going to be able to pronounce this. Yu Yi? Yeah, I want to say Yu Yi. She plays the daughter of the rich guy. And then some supporting cast members. We have Wu Haoze. He was in a lot of stuff. Sense of Time, Miss Buyer, Crush, The Girls, Mowgli Boy. He's been in a lot of stuff. And then I feel like the two other people that are like really supporting characters you see all the time. You have Tu Bing, who you might see from Being a Hero, Wonderful Time. And then there's Zhang Guansen, who was in Scent of Time, River Runs Through It, My Dear Lady, to name a few. So basically, as I said, Xiao Yu Ning is a bodyguard. Yu Yi is the rich man's daughter. She apparently, I've only watched 2 episodes so far. It's 16 episodes long. It's on Viki. That's where I'm watching it. So from the start of the drama, like literally within the first 10 minutes of the first episode, Yu Yi gets in a car accident. It's very unclear like why and how and what, but she gets in a car accident, quickly realizes that like she can't remember anything from when she wakes up. So she wakes up and has no idea who, what, where, when, why, how. The only thing she does know is like she looks at her bodyguard and is like, "Oh, he's cute. I like you." And that's it. So basically the other 2 episodes I watched is she gets out of the hospital, and she, while trying to remember who she was or whatever, she starts to figure stuff out. So there's this guy, Wu Haoze, plays Ding Bei Fan. He shows up and claims that she's not who she is supposed to be. He claims that she is not the daughter of this rich guy, but like someone else that used to live with him, called Anyu. So basically, now the bodyguard and her are probably going to team up and try to figure if she's actually Anyu or not, and what exactly happened after this car accident. It's pretty much my theory of what's going to happen. um, I don't know beyond that. It's very clear the bodyguard has his own agenda. He like became a bodyguard of this family, um, because something happened with his father that this rich family had something to do with. So he's there to probably get revenge, but also figure out some secrets that his father wanted to know or was investigating himself. And then we have the mystery of who the rich girl actually is. The thing about this drama is I watched last year, I watched a drama called Mysterious Love, and it was entertaining for me. Had a little bit of everything. It was like a action, romance, comedy thing. It wasn't a perfect drama whatsoever. It was somewhat lower budget, but it was a nice binge. What stood out for me in that drama, I think that is a common comment with this drama, Mysterious Love, is the lead's chemistry. The lead's chemistry was so noticeable and so good that Love of Replica was made, because it also, Mysterious Love stars Sao Yu Ning and Yi Yu or Yui. They made Love of Replica because of the chemistry and mystery of Mysterious Love, and actually like marketed Love of Replica as Mysterious Love 2, which it's not Mysterious Love 2. But it's very noticeable these two leads have very good chemistry. Like really good chemistry. Their acting, I feel like the male lead is a stronger actor than the female lead, but it's not horrible. It's not a horrible acting job. I think they're not matched, but their chemistry is so good. And knowing my watch of Mysterious Love, I'm sure this script is not going to be the best. Because I had issues with, there was some plot holes when it came to Mysterious Love. So I'm fully expecting a plot hole when it comes to Love of Replica. But I'm totally here for the bodyguard CEO romance, and I'm totally here for the chemistry that the leads I know are going to give me. So that was Love of Replica. I also mentioned Mysterious Love, which these two leads star in both, if you want to check that out. And that is the only Chinese dramas I'm currently watching. The next I'm going to talk about is Japanese dramas. I'm watching 2. Both actually end in the next 2 weeks, so I won't be watching any Japanese dramas after April is over with. The first one I'm going to talk about is I Love You. The rest of the episodes came out on the day that I'm recording this, which is April 14th. So I definitely will be finishing this Japanese drama, if not today, in the next couple days. But yeah, the reason why I'm still watching this, quote unquote watching, is because I had to wait a month for the other 5 episodes to come out to watch. So I would probably had finished this last month if we got all 10 episodes when I thought they would come out. So they're finally out on Netflix today. I think I saw Vicky is also getting this. So it's pretty much been on the back burner for me because I have not been able to have any more episodes to watch. That's pretty much it. From what I've watched of the 5 episodes, I'm absolutely loving it. I'm really curious how this ends. I'm sure there's going to be some angst along the way because this female lead, and I've said this before in other episodes, this female lead is really reserved and really closed off. And you can kind of see Chae Jung-hoop like getting around her walls a little bit and like pulling that personality and like out and like getting her to open up more, but she's still really reserved and just doesn't know what's happening. Like she doesn't understand why this guy likes her, so on and so forth. So if you guys have no idea what I Love You is, it's a 2024 Japanese drama. It's on Netflix. Vicky, as I said, just got it too. I don't know if it's on Vicky, but I know it's not. It's on the coming soon page. It stars Nakaido Fumi, which you might recognize from Shogun. She's currently in Shogun right now. Then you have Chae Jung-hoop. He's the male lead. Yes, a Korean actor. Castaway Diva, See You in My 19th Life, Unlock the Boss, Shooting Stars, to name a few of what he has been in. It also stars Nakagawa Taishi, who's been in everything. I mean, he's been in so many Japanese dramas. Kakaguri. I want to say, yeah, he's been in a lot of Japanese dramas. Kakaguri, One Day, Old Rookie, a bunch of stuff. And then I would say the last person I would say would be Yamashita Mizuki. She plays Yuri's best friend. She's also been in a lot of stuff. Stand Up Start, Saraba Yoki High, Around the Corner. I mean, she's been in a ton of stuff too. So I'm sure you guys know what I Love You is, but basically, Nikaido Fumi plays Motomaya Yuri. She gets into an accident. She starts hearing other people's inner voices or thoughts when she looks them in the eye. So she avoids people's eyes, especially if you're Japanese, because like she understands what they're saying, like what they're thinking, right, when they look at her. Then she meets Choi Jung-hoop's character, who is a Korean student studying in Japan, and she looks him in the eye and can't understand what he's saying or thinking because it's all in Korean. He might speak Japanese, but when she looks him in the eye, he's thinking in Korean. So she likes that because she doesn't understand what he's thinking, but understands what he's saying, right? So then they start to possibly have a romantic relationship. Again, she is very closed off, like doesn't understand why he likes her, doesn't understand like what he's doing, because it's an interesting relationship because you can see that there's like it's a culture thing where she, as a Japanese woman, there's certain things that she would never do, and then he does it. Like, for example, I don't think she would ever fathom of like shouting out a window at her on the street, where he has done it multiple times. And just like he's very forward. You clearly know he likes her really quickly, and she does too, but like she's very reserved about it, and he's more, for lack of a better term, he's like more emotional. He wears his heart on his sleeve and his emotions on his sleeve. Like he is very outward going, where she's like, I'm not going to show much emotion. I might smile a bit, but I'm not going to tell you what I'm thinking. I'm going to be polite all the time. It's a contrasting relationship. So he has caused her to open up a little more, but I can tell due to the reservedness and the closed offness that the female lead has, that's probably going to cause some angst. I also am really curious what's going to happen with her power. Like, I don't know, like, is it like cherry magic where when they start having a relationship at some point, the power goes away, or is she just always going to have the power? I'm really curious about that. I know I'm in the minority when I'm with what I'm going to say next, but I know a ton of people don't like the fact that the drama is not translating his Korean thoughts. And we all know the production came out and said that was a choice. They weren't going to sub it because they wanted us to relate to the female lead on not knowing what he was saying in Korean. Like, that was a choice the production made. I appreciate that. I like that idea. I like that they made that choice, but I know a lot of people don't like it because they want to know what he's thinking. So I think it brings a little more authenticity to the drama, but also like immerses me more into the drama because I relate to the female lead more. But anyway, that was I Love You. The rest of the episodes are now currently out. I plan on finishing this, if not today, by the middle of the next week. There's like only 5 episodes, so hopefully I can finish it today, but we'll have to see what happens. The other Japanese drama I'm watching is Shogun. Shogun, I'm all caught up. There's only 2 episodes left. I can't believe it ends in 2 weeks. This is one of my favorite dramas I'm watching right now. Like, it's so pretty. And the production announced there's not going to be a second season. This is the only season. So I'm really curious how this is going to wrap up in 2 episodes due to the fact the production has already said there's not going to be a second season. It's just, it's so pretty. There's so much to look at. The costumes are amazing. Cinematography is amazing. The setting's amazing. There's so much culture and richness to this drama. There's so much to look at, so much to appreciate about it. You can like tell that the production took a lot of time and a lot of effort to like research it and make sure it was authentic and like bring in the right people they needed to bring in. It's just so good. And I love watching, they've been dropping behind the scene video and like definitions of stuff, and like on their social media page they have added a lot of additional content in terms of giving context, including a podcast. They like have a weekly podcast to explain more about the episode that aired or like do interviews with the cast, and just has created more of a context to what was going on in the drama. And I really want to listen to that podcast. I already have it like flagged to listen to it, but I'm probably going to listen to it when I'm done. And I watched a video once. I want to say it was on their social media page. It was like an interview with somebody, but this drama was delayed due to multiple reasons, due to like COVID and everything. It was supposed to air like 2 years ago, or was at least supposed to be done or something. And they had to delay it a lot. So a lot of people didn't think it was going to be made due to logistics and things like that. I'm so happy it was. I'm so glad we actually got to see this. Like, the acting is superb. I've learned so much with this drama that I didn't know, and I love that type of drama. I love when I can like learn stuff, especially about history, because I'm a huge history buff, especially when it comes to Asia. But like in general, I'm just a huge history buff. I've learned so much with this drama, and I absolutely love it, which is why I want to listen to the podcast. But it's just so good. That's literally the only thing I can say about this drama. Like, it's so good, and I want everybody to watch it. I'm gonna be really sad when it's over in 2 weeks, but yeah, it ends. I think it's 10 episodes in total. I love every second of it. It's an American production, so just FYI again, trigger warning, it is a gory, and it does show like nudity sometimes. It's not like gory like every second, but there is some shocking gory scenes. But it's so good. It's so good, and it's just so rich, and it's so good, and there's a lot of politics and a lot of drama and a lot of it's superb. It's really good. It's one of my favorite things. Okay, so those are the 2 Japanese dramas I am watching. I am also watching an anime, which I recently started because this anime has been on my list to watch for a while, technically rewatch, because Netflix did a live action, and I remember like somewhat of the anime, but I don't remember everything, and I want to remember everything before I watch live adaptation. And this is Yu Yu Hakusho. Hakusho. I don't know how you would pronounce that. Like, I say Hakusho, but anyway, this is a rewatch for me. I watched it years ago. Like, years ago. I remember watching episodes on like Saturday morning TV cartoons, like years ago. One of my favorite animes, and one of the first ones I've ever watched. So I thought, like, why not rewatch it? Because I haven't watched it in years. So yeah, I'm rewatching it. I'm on like episode 5, I want to say, 3 or 4 or 5, I want to say, and it is very nostalgic. It's bringing back a lot of memories for me. I know with the live adaptation, it had a lot of mixed reviews. Like, some people loved it and then some people didn't like it, but it kind of was like, I didn't really like, how in some live actions they take on, like, if you're a huge fan of the anime or source material and they bomb the live action and you're such a lover of the original source material and the anime, you hate the live action, right? And then you had One Piece happen and a lot of people loved the live action. And I feel like with Yu Yu Hakusho, you either liked the live adaptation or you didn't. And I think it was, from what I remember from the reviews I watched, it was more of like a pacing of the drama of the live adaptation, because it was only 6 or 8 episodes, and they covered a lot of the anime in that 6 or 8 episodes, like, and people didn't anticipate that. They didn't think they would take the route they did when it came to the pacing. So I don't know if that will be my same thing, but yeah. Anyway, I'm rewatching this anime. I love this anime. If you guys don't know what this anime is, it's Yu Yu Hakusho. It stars, doesn't star, but it's about a boy who is Yusuke Urameshi. He's 14 years old in the anime, and he pretty much is like a delinquent. He doesn't go to school, fights around, like fights people, doesn't want to achieve anything in life. He's a delinquent. He one day he's like skipping school, and one day sees a kid toss a ball into the street and attempts to go out and get it, and a car is coming down the road, and so Yuseki decides to throw himself in front of the car and push the boy out of the way, and that results in him dying and then saving the boy. And because he died in a way that the spirit realm didn't anticipate, like, they didn't think he would actually do anything, let alone die. Like, it was not a planned death. They gave him the opportunity to regain his life, to come back to life by completing a series of tasks. So he becomes this, like, at first, if I remember correctly, in the start of the drama and start of the anime, he's like a detective. So he has to hunt down these ghosts or demons that are going around wreaking havoc, and then eventually it goes into, like, I want to say, like, a competition, which I think that's what the live adaptation went about. So it kind of skipped a bunch of the detective stuff, if I remember the reviews. So that's pretty much what happens. It's about a guy who dies, becomes this, like, spirit detective so he can fight evil demons and evil ghosts, and then eventually becomes friends with other people and starts battling these people in a competition era to save humanity. That's pretty much what it is. Again, I love this anime, and I chose to rewatch it, and I barely remember the anime, so, like, I'm really, really excited to rewatch it. But I know I love the anime. I barely remember it, because it was so many years ago. But I'm rewatching Yu Yu Hakusho. That's the only anime I'm rewatching. Okay, so the next drama I'm going to talk about, I have two more. Taiwanese drama Light the Night season 1. This is another drama that's been on the back burner. I have not watched any more episodes because I was finishing up other dramas or needing to watch dramas for podcast episodes that I need to record in the future. I should have finished at least season 1 by now, because like last month I feel like I said I was going to finish season 1 by April, and here we are. It's in April and I haven't watched more. So I need to just like watch more of this, because it's only like every season's like 8 episodes. It's not that hard to finish. But yeah, I haven't watched anymore, so there's not much to say that I have not already said about this drama. But if you guys don't know what this drama is, I'll quickly go through. It's a Taiwanese drama. It is, as I said, it's 3 seasons. Light to Night season 1, 2, and 3. It's on Netflix. It's 8 episodes, 8 to 10 episodes a season. Basically, it's about a group of women in 1980s Taipei who open up a nightclub that is very popular with Japanese people at the time, and they navigate life through this nightclub. And then, from what I knew in episode 1, there's a murder that happens, which I did not anticipate. So you have murder involved as well, which I, again, did not see that coming, because I didn't click play thinking this was going to be a murder investigation drama, but of course I did, because it's a crime drama. At least I feel like I attract crime dramas sometimes. So yeah, so it's about a nightclub run by a couple women and their employees, and then they navigate life and love and jealousy and friendship and everything like that. It's supposed to be really good. Every actor under the sun in Taiwanese drama land is in this drama. I already know. There's like with cameos and everything. So I need to watch more of it. It's on the back burner, but I need to. So that was the Taiwanese drama Light the Night season 1, because I haven't gotten to the other seasons. Okay, so the last drama I'm going to talk about is Dear ISHQ. I started this last month in March, I want to say. And I've watched more. Because the episodes are like 20 minutes long, and it's only 60 episodes long, which I feel like is really short, because I used to watch, as I said last month, I used to watch Indian dramas in college, and those could be like hundreds of episodes long. And so the fact that it's only 60 episodes, I'm a little worried that it like has a bad ending, or like doesn't have an ending and just like cuts off, because it's just really weird that it only has 60 episodes. But I also am watching it because it has 60 episodes, because I don't know, in my mind, if an Indian drama only has 60 episodes, I feel like that's a bad ending. But so I'm hoping there's at least a decent, make sense ending, but we'll see. I think I'm on episode 12 now, 12, 15, something like that. I love the banter between the two leads. I like that they're going back and forth. The problem is I feel like both of them, like, they still hate each other. It's a very slow romance, very slow. They still hate each other, but now they're like sort of working together. And there was this conflict that I recently ran into, where the female lead, instead of just like biting the bullet and like taking one for the team, decides to quit her job to avoid working with the male lead. Like, their whole conflict is like they've had these issues together and need to work together to make his book, and he doesn't like her because of some things that's gone on. She doesn't like him of the same reason. So instead of like someone bending, like biting a bullet and taking one for the team, they're both very stubborn. But it comes off as like the male lead is just mean and the female lead is like poor me. I don't agree. I feel like the female lead is acting like the male lead. And even though the story is portraying the male lead as like he's the worst of the two, she's doing the same things he's doing, just in a very different way. But they're basically doing the same actions. And there came a point, even like her boss was like, well, you just did the same thing. Like, you're complaining about him doing this. You just did it in front of me. So how is that better? I agreed with her. I was like, you are acting as just as stubborn and just as condescending as he is. How are you any better than him? So something needs to give at this point. They clearly work together. They do. They clearly have a working relationship at some point. But something's got to give. And right now, nobody's giving up at this point. But I feel like he's going to eventually. Right now they still hate each other. I could see some movement a little bit, especially with his character. But because it's such a slow burn as any Indian drama, they're very slow burns. There's still going to be a lot of banter and still be a lot of stubbornness thrown back and forth until I see anything, but there's a little movement. I just need more movement because they have good chemistry. I like them together. Their banter's fun. It's just no one is giving anything. No one is just being like, okay, fine, we'll do this. Like, we'll do it your way. Like, no one's doing that. And I need someone to do that at this point. But again, they're only 20 minutes long. So it's really, it's still fun. I still like it. I'm really glad I'm still watching this. And the last drama I just talked about was Dear ISHK, the Indian drama I'm currently watching. Okay, so that is all I'm currently watching. And so now, as I said at the beginning of the episode, I'm going to talk about some dramas I plan to add. And these are dramas that like I either have already mentioned in my like wrapping up March episode, and they just have now started to become closer to their premiere date. So if it's like an airing Korean drama and it airs in the second half of April, that's going to be added to my watch list, obviously. But then there's others that might be in here where like, okay, if I finished all of these dramas, I need something to put in its place, so I'm not only watching Korean dramas or something. This is the next one I'm going to plan on picking up. So it might not be on my watch list by May when I make this episode again, which means I'll just put it back in this section, or it might be on it. I'll explain that in a second. So the first one I plan on adding is Blossoms in Adversity. I think this is currently airing, and I've just heard a lot of people loving it, and I haven't watched a historical Chinese drama in a little bit, and so I was like, oh, why not? Like, there's enough episodes, like I'm not going to probably watch it as it aired. Like, there's enough episodes that have aired that I could probably start this tomorrow and be fine. I don't normally watch Chinese dramas when they air, but because this is, I think, like at least halfway through, there's enough that I could probably start it. So I do plan on starting Blossoms in Adversity once I get a couple other dramas off my plate. Like I said, I plan on finishing I Love You and Shogun in the next 2 weeks or so, and along with some other ones. So I'm thinking I'm just going to add Blossoms in Adversity to that. But I'm looking forward to it. I like Wei Tian. I like Caesar Wu. He's a support character. I don't know if I've seen, like, obviously Lu Yu Xiao I've seen because she was in like My Journey to You from last year. I like her. I don't know if I've seen the female lead, Zhang Jing Yi. Like, I recognize her. Like, I know who she is. I honestly don't know if I've seen her in anything, though. Yeah, I don't think I've seen her in anything. This might be my first drama with her. Because I know she, like, for example, I know she was in Lighter and Princess. I haven't seen Lighter and Princess. So I don't think, this might be my first drama with her. But I don't know. A lot of people have been praising this drama, not necessarily for, like, the romance, but for, like, the female characters. And that it's, like, a female-centered drama. And I love female-centered dramas. So I'm probably going to start this relatively soon. At least it will be the next Chinese drama I watch. So that is the Chinese drama I plan to start soon, which is Blossoms in Adversity. And then the next couple, Goodbye Earth, is coming up in, I think, 2 weeks, I want to say. It's a Korean drama that it's a Netflix Korean drama, so it will drop all the episodes at the end of April. So I do plan on checking it out. I mean, it's one of those things where Korea does disaster stuff so well. So we all know this is a disaster movie, so I'm just really curious about how they're going to handle it. Supposedly an asteroid is going to crash into the Earth in 200 days and destroy the planet. And so the drama explores how people take that information and what they do with it. And I think that would be a really interesting drama to watch. Clearly, obviously, some people who have the ability might try and fix the situation. I don't know, but obviously other people will riot and try to take over, I don't know, Seoul or something. Like, it could get crazy, you know? So I'm really curious how this drama is going to go. I love disaster movies. I love post-apocalyptic stuff, so that's probably one of the other reasons why it's on my I plan to watch this list. Just because the genre is just so good. I also want to say there was a drama special a couple years ago, like 2019, 2020. If you guys have not seen SF8, it's a compilation drama special drama that aired around that time. I think it was 6 to 8 stories. I feel like one of those stories was the world's gonna end in a week or something. What do you do with it? And it was about a couple of people who you explore what they're gonna do with it when the world ends in a week. And it was sci-fi and fantasy and romance and that type of stuff. And I want to say that that was an SF8 story. But if you have not seen those specials, they're really good. I highly recommend those specials. I think most of them are on Viki too. But yeah, so I'm going to be watching Goodbye Earth just because the concept and the story appeals to me. And then the last one I plan on checking out, and I did mention this as well in my March wrap up, is My Stand-In. It's a Thai BL that is coming again at the end of April. I think it's the same day, April 26th or something. It's going to be on iQIYI apparently. The entire reason why this caught my eye is because I like one of the male leads. I think I saw him in Lovely Writer. Was he in Lovely Writer? No, he wasn't. What did I see him in that I liked? Yeah, Lovely Writer. Yeah. His name's Up, his nickname, I guess. His full name is Up Pumbaa Im Samang, I want to say. If I mispronounced that, I'm sorry. But I like him as an actor. So I was like, oh, this is coming to iQIYI. I haven't watched an airing BL drama in a long time. I haven't watched a BL drama in a while, so might as well check this out. From what I could tell from the synopsis and the trailer, you have the second male lead played by Poom. He is Joe, and he's a stuntman for another character, another actor. And he meets Up, who is also an actor, and Joe gets into an accident, and when he wakes up from a stunt accident, he's in a completely other guy's body. Who I don't know why he's in a body. I don't know where this body came from. I don't know. But he ends up in this other guy's body. And so nobody obviously recognizes him, even though he's like, hey, I'm Joe. So he has to kind of rebuild his life in this new body and become a stuntman again. And while Up, who plays Ming is the actor who Up plays, Ming has these memories of old Joe before he got in the accident and starts recognizing that this new stunt guy is has the same mannerisms or something, and is like, your curiosity to me. Why am I curious about you? So then it's kind of like a second chance lovers situation, even though the stuntman, as far as I can tell, Joe as the original body and Ming like didn't have that type of relationship, but I could be wrong. Again, I'm going off the synopsis in the trailer. Either way, the other reason why I really want to watch this is some of the people who worked on this drama also did a drama from last year called it was the Linger one. And I'm not going to remember the name now. It has a really long name. Like something linger. I feel you linger in the air. And I started watching this and then I lost access to it, but it was amazing on the like 2 or 3 episodes I watched. So I kind of have high hopes that this will have that same feeling. And I really hope it does because I love that drama. They also did Manner of Death, which I love that drama too. So I also am very curious about this drama because the people who wrote it, I think there was produced it and writing it, worked on some other dramas that I liked a lot. So I really want to watch this one as well. So that I'm going to be adding at the end of the month too. So those are the 3 dramas I plan on starting soon: Blossoms in Adversity, Goodbye Earth, the Korean drama, and the Thai drama, My Stand-In, which will be in iQIYI. But yeah, that's it. That's all I'm watching, and that's all I'm planning on starting until we get other dramas in May, of course. But I really want to finish some dramas. I really want to get some of these off my plate. I want to get farther in dramas that I should be farther in, but I'm enjoying what I'm watching. I like what I'm watching. It gives a lot of variety, and there's a lot of choices when I sit down to watch dramas. So I'm liking my watch list now. But yeah, that's what I'm watching. What are you currently watching? What are you currently liking? Is there anything you want me to check out? Anything you want me to do a review on? Let me know. DM me. I love to hear from you guys. I love to have conversations with you guys. Maybe let me know if you start any dramas that you heard me talk about in this episode. I would love to hear what you guys are watching. But as of right now, that's all I'm watching. Thank you. If you want to continue the conversations about dramas that were started in this episode, you can find me on Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter under the username NoSleep4Dramas. That is no sleep, the number 4 dramas, just like in the title of the podcast. This podcast is also an expansion of my blog, so you can visit my blog at www.NoSleep4Dramas.com, the number 4 dramas.com, and find multiple years of blog posts already available at your fingertips. All links are in the description of this episode. This has been an episode of the No Sleep for Dramas podcast, and I am your host, Caitlin. I will see you here next time, and I hope you get no sleep chasing the next episode just like me. Good night.